Yeah, I'm alright. How am ya? It's been a video or two. Welcome back to the channel, and don't worry, I'm not going to speak like this all the video. I'm just getting you into the mood and getting you into the scene. Anyway, we're at the Black Country Living Museum, which is 29 acres long. Did you know that? Anyway, this place has a lot to offer. We've got the Peaky Blinders set, 1930s shops. In fact, there's 50 authentic shops. That's quite a lot for a museum. Anyway, like all videos, we're going to provide you with facts, history, and hopefully a little bit of fun. So stick along and strap in. So as we're in the Workers' Institute, it's time to give you a fun fact. In fact, it's quite an important fact actually, because it resonates with modern day. So in 1910, women chainmakers in Cradley Heath, led by Mary MacArthur, protested about slave-like conditions. This helped to inspire the UK's law for a minimum wage. So it was the Black Country babes who fought for the minimum wage. Very interesting. I told you, there's more to the Black Country than a dodgy accent. And there she is, Mary MacArthur, and the chainmaker women, the ones who fought for better conditions, which ultimately led to a minimum wage. So Mary and the chainmakers were successful in their conquest for a minimum wage, and what they got was 1p a week for 55 hours of working. That's what they won. Wow. I'll try and put a little stat here to tell you what that modern day would equate to. Victory is a victory at the end of the day though. Records. So it's 1959 and you want to listen to a bit of music. Did they invent the first ever silent disco? Because what you'd do is, you'd come to this booth, pay a fee, and this shower cap looking thing, I don't know if you can hear, would play tunes. So imagine just being sat in the booth. This was before Spotify, this is before everything. Somebody at the front of the store would pay records, and you'd pay for the privilege to sit in a dark booth on your own. The music's class though. All the old confectionery. So although that word is used as an insult these days, and it's quite a derogatory word, certainly not politically correct, it did actually used to mean cerebral palsy, a condition that affected the muscle control and movement. And the word spastic referred to the tightness of the muscles and the muscle contraction, as well as other symptoms. So this is a real example of collecting charity. So just sort of showing you that the crude word was actually a useful word previously. Yeah.
Match into the barrel.
Flattens the barrel.
And then what you do, tuck it into your shoulder there like that. You'll stay.
Yeah, look at that. Look at this. Sign me up. Look at this. Every one of them.
Every one a winner can't be
They
that.
would have put me on the front line. Well, look to this. All the way down.
You will. You will. You ain't call you up for that front line.
Look at this.
Wow.
Every one of them.
The good news is
I'm getting too confident now though. Get to a shoulder.
there's a big gap between them now.
Still no match for me. Put the biggest gappy one in it.
Oh.
Best shot you've seen today? Come on.
The best shot I've seen on that gun in the last 1 minute.
Thank you very much.
Thanks very much, thank you.
With his red right hand. Boom. So you may recognise behind me this particular scene. So one of the best series in my opinion on the BBC, Peaky Blinders, has a lot of its filming done here in the Black Country Museum. So I believe this is Charlie's Yard from Peaky Blinders, and obviously, well, there's loads of canal boat scenes, and this is where they would have filmed it, here. Now, canal boats, right, so in the West Midlands we are surrounded by canals everywhere, and if you think about it, if you held the canals, right, anything travelling south to London, north to Manchester, Liverpool, you have to pass through, if you're going north to south, south to north, through the Midlands. So key strategical place to have hold of, or to have friends in this area, because canal boats were extremely important for transportation. So yes, this is the Peaky Blinders filming location. Now, Black Country Museum, they milk it. They love the Peaky Blinders story and the fact that they film here. So if you are looking to the Black Country Museum, you can attend Peaky Blinder themed events where everyone dresses up in the Peaky Blinder era, and they put on events, shows, etc. But pretty fascinating. This is where it's filmed. Crazy. Told you, the Black Country is more than just a dodgy accent. Continuing the Peaky Blinders theme, I am pretty sure this is the scene where the Italians turn up, the Changrettas, and I think it's where John threatens them and it all kicks off. Pretty sure it's this bit, and I'm pretty sure there is where they shoot one of their own because he accidentally killed the Italian bloke with a mental episode. I'm pretty sure that's where they shot him, around here, and he dropped into the boat. I will confirm, but it looks identical. If you're a massive Peaky Blinders fan, definitely Black Country Museum. By order of the Pep and Joe, like, comment and subscribe. Just to show you one of the canal boats, if you look, it's clearly set up for transportation. So like I say, you have control of the Midlands docks, you got control of pretty much north and south, up and down.
Where you go?
Is that how you skip? I don't know.
No, just do it. I want to try to do it.
Okay. 1930s fun. Come on then.
Hang when you go now.
3, 2, 1, go. Oh my god.
Too fast.
Go on then. Come on then. 3, 2, 1, go. You. So we're in Hobbs & Sons fish and chip shop, which was from the 1700s, but this is set in 1935. Now, these fish and chips are different to modern day fish and chips because of the cooking method. They are cooked in beef dripping, none of this vegetable oil or all this nonsense, pure beef dripping. And if you've tried old school dishes with lard and beef dripping, they taste 10 times better. So, let's give it a whirl. Look at the colour of
I'll
it.
probably leave that on here when accident as well. Well, by the sounds of it.
Look at that colour.
I did try the
Beef
fish,
dripping. I can confirm fish and chips were better in the 1930s. We have regressed in terms of fish and chips. The batter is absolutely beautiful. Bring back beef dripping. Bring back the 1930s, that little cool radio booth listening to music with your mates on Saturday. Bring it all back. Here's your traditional 1930s, 40s house. I mean, things like that, modern day people would have a fireplace like that. It would cost you absolutely thousands. It's very simplistic. But, with that being said, I find it quite homely. It's, I can imagine it being quite peaceful in this kind of place. You know, you come back from a shift in the coal mine, you've earned your 2p, you've had a beef dripping fish and chips, put the fire on, have a go with your piano, and if you want some entertainment, pop down to your local HMV, pay a bit, and somebody will play a record, and you can listen to it on a phone. Ever so simplistic, peaceful. I reckon I'd have enjoyed it. Definitely. Mince.
There's no blood in it, but it says it's for scurvy and piles and gout and rheumatism and everything under the sun. But in 1907 they did a bit of research on what was actually in it, and it's a few pennies, maybe not even pennies, half pennies worth of alcohol, water and a little bit of sugar. So
how did they get away with that without trading standards and stuff?
They just got away with it. You know,
no one cottoned on.
No, they sold it for a few shillings as well, so the markup was huge. But with all medicines, if it's too cheap, people don't buy it.
Yeah, the price. And what's with the Lucozade? What was that used for?
Just to pick me up. Health tonic for exhaustion, shock, nausea, mental fatigue, nervous upsets, morning sickness, weak digestion, poor appetite and acidosis.
Well, it cured everything then.
Yeah, but like I say, sometimes just a hit of sugar to get you up and about is all you need.
Wow.
But the chemists are trained, same first year of training that doctors do to, you know, diagnose and then recommend. Advice is free, but obviously it's pre-NHS, so you just gotta pay, and this is the poor man's doctors. Obviously the doctors will go on to do more complicated things like setting broken bones, etc., which a chemist won't do. And it's not even legal at this point to practice dentistry. You need to have an entire different, you know, training to do that now, which his dad, Mr. Dew's dad, didn't have to do. It was fine for him to be a chemist and also just practice dentistry as a side business. And he kept his dad's dentist chair with the foot-operated drill. But in the period, a popular birthday gift for a girl's 21st was to have her teeth removed and a set of dentures to replace them.
Oh my god. I mean,
Getting rid of the problem permanently.
well, I suppose modern day that's what people do on their 21st anyway now, don't they? Fly to Turkey, get rid of their teeth. Get
Yeah,
new ones.
yeah.
Not much has changed.
Teeth or hair.
Wow, fascinating.
All from Dew's chemist, because he just never chucked anything that wasn't, you know, that did.
Dew's Chemist. All the stock you see in here was actually given by Dew's daughter to the museum, so that is actually legit stock in there. And like I say, they had quite quirky medicines. Lucozade, which cured everything apparently. They had a blood mixture, which everyone thought was blood. It was low alcohol and a few other things in there. Oh, and as a side hustle, he was a dentist. I say much simpler times, but also much more scarier times. The Black Country was fundamental in the Industrial Revolution, but what was one of the side effects of having such a thriving, booming industry in a time where regulations weren't really a thing? Well, in the 1800s, the Dudley Council, the life expectancy was 16 years old and 7 months, and it was simply due to just how the smog, the working conditions, black thick air, and I think it was in the 1900s there was a study done and it proved that Dudley was the unhealthiest part to live in the whole of the UK. So obviously, rich in industry, pioneering industrial revolution, but it had its downsides, the poor working conditions, poor health, low wages. Fascinating though, such a short life expectancy in this area. I wonder, I'm going to do some research and put a fact here, I wonder how many decades it took to sort of clear the air, if that makes sense. How long did it take before it became a clearer place to breathe? Or is it still tarnished because of hundreds of years ago? Interesting. Industry, industrial revolution, work, graft. But what did the Black Country make? Well, here's two very important bits of history that you probably don't know. The Black Country created the first ever steam train. I think it was 1712, built in the Black Country. The second one, the Titanic's giant anchor, yes, you guessed, was built in the Black Country and then transported to Belfast. Little old Dudley, Tipton, Wolverhampton, having such a major role. Again, there's more than meets the eye. The Black Country Museum high streets are a recreation of the 1940s to 1960s. They include butchers, music shop, clothes, hairdressers and many more. Most of these have been rebuilt from its original bricks to keep its history. You can also see and visit the famous Elephant and Castle pub, which was located in Wolverhampton, and this was only opened in 2022. Here's another fun fact about the Black Country. It's rumoured and reckoned that J.R.R. Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, Mordor, was based on the Black Country due to its black smog, and Mordor itself actually translates to Black Region in, is it the 11th language? Listen, I'm a geek. I'm not a Lord of the Rings geek. That's Joe. You can tell by the way he looks. That's not me. Like I say, geeky, but not that geeky to watch Lord of the Rings. But there you go for you Lord of the Rings nerds. Dudley, Mordor. Another huge accolade from the Black Country was they supplied near enough all the glass and ironworks for the Crystal Palace for the 1851 Great Exhibition. At the time, it was the largest glass ever made. So, listen, Crystal Palace, just remember that next time you play Wolves, you owe us a favour.
You got signal?
Just remember that. We don't have any sensible adults in our group.
You're not. She's definitely.
Meg's going to be having a field day there.
Just round here, we're driving a new roadway, and we've run into a real hard band of rock. It's got to be blown out so that we can get to more coal. We don't use blasting unless we have to, especially in the coal, because it breaks it up too much. But when the rock's this hard, blasting's the only way. So you take an hammer and a drill, that's a bit like a long chisel, and set about boring a hole. The hole can be up to 2 feet long, and it must go down at an angle, so it can hold the black gunpowder when it's poured in. Then you have to seal up the hole with a bit of dirt or clay, and then get the fuse. We used to use straw fuses, but they burn up a bit quick. Most of the time we just stick in a length of tarry rope, though that's not the safest way there is. There is a real safety fuse invented by a fella called Bickford, but it's a rare day we've got any supplies of that down here. And that's all there is to it. Plug up the hole with some dirt, ram it all in, sound the warning, light the tarry rope and... That was a bit close. Let's get out of here and see what's happening at the pit bottom.
So obviously the Black Country burning of coal causing the smoke. The coal had to be mined though. So here you can go on a mining experience, which we've just completed. It's about 25 minutes. It's pretty interesting. One thing I learned from it is I would never have been a miner, and the early 1900s, late 1800s probably wasn't for me. No, but just show you appreciation of how horrific it would have been. Pitch black, a small candle, 180 accidents. I can't remember what the time frame was on there, but plenty of accidents, dangerous jobs, and quite a few young men in there also. Yes, mining certainly was not a fun task to be doing as an occupation, but it had to be done, and sort of a newfound appreciation for how horrific that would have been. Cars definitely had more character and class back in the day. Look at that. Imagine rocking up to someone's house in that. It is the definition of cool. That is horrendous. That is tragic. But the rest of them though were class. (10 to 12 horsepower. Oh my god.
Peaky Blinders.
Black Country Museum, tick. So come to the end of our self-walking tour. What are my thoughts? Well, definitely give it a visit. I think there is a lot to do here. I like the recreation of the old towns. It's mainly focused on 1930s to 1960s, but if you do look around and do some fact finding whilst you're walking around, history expands to about 100 years here, 150 years. A lot to learn. There's actors, there's a lot of people who will speak to you in the shops like the Chemists, the record store, and they're very, very knowledgeable as always in these kind of places. One good thing about this as well, if you pay for a full price ticket, which is £26, you can return whenever you want for a year. So if you do come here and it's a lot of walking, or you're really trying to have the fish and chips, have a pint and come out of it and then do stuff on another day, then the ticket does allow you to do that. Anyway, it's been an extremely enjoyable day out, had some fun, learnt a few things. So thank you for watching, and if you've got any more recommendations of where to visit, what to try, what to experience, please leave them in the comments and we'll get around to doing them. Anyway, we will catch you, in fact, yo, thanks for watching. You've been bloody good, audience. If you wouldn't mind just leaving us a like, comment or subscribe. I can't do it. Catch you in the next one. Pew.